The people that we don't cover in this series, because there's just too many people in this world. There's billions of us. Hopefully it gives them an opportunity of when they feel like they should be silent to speak.
You know, on the outside, I just look like a white woman, right? My parents are first generation. So when people say to me,
you have white privilege.
Yeah, but it's like, well, okay. How can I walk softly? How can I open my heart and be part of this and say, yes, let me hear you?
Our stories and our struggles is the way to educate people. So let's talk about it as opposed to automatically labeling like white privilege. You don't understand kind of thing.
Right. And these are such beautiful, sensitive points. And at the same time, every single day is White Pride Day in America. That's, you know, the TV shows, the dolls, I really become aware of it as the mother of girls of color.
I grew up in a primarily white suburb, and I was, you know, the brown Muslim girl. Like, I never felt beautiful as a child, and
That's shocking.
Yeah, no, I just, because you made me think about that when I was younger, I wanted to be kind of that, like, white Barbie doll with the long blonde, like, soft hair, and, you know, no, I had the frizzy Arab girl hair.
But I think that everybody has that. Like, when I grew up, I wanted curly hair, and my hair does not want to be curly. Like, I got a perm, and my hair was like, it's not happening. So, like, everybody wants something that they don't have.
You know, it's human nature to always want what we can't have, but there's something, like, very different there between, like, representation in the media of like not feeling beautiful as a colored person versus like wanting curly hair, you know, and I like appreciate that, like that was a point to like relate to of not feeling beautiful, but it's very different. And just because you are well-intentioned and didn't mean to offend me doesn't mean that like the things you say aren't offensive. And if somebody calls you out like, hey, that offended me, rather than writing them off like, oh, I didn't mean it like that. Maybe take a second to like understand where they're coming from.
Yeah. And like being okay with not knowing or not
having
understanding.
the courage to
Totally.
say,
Yeah, I just don't get it.
I don't know.
Like, and being okay with being uncomfortable. Right.
That's so hard to do. It's so hard to do. You know, we want to be like kumbaya, and like I see you.
Yeah. I see you.
You know what I mean?
Or even
And
more,
really-
like I'll listen to you.
yeah. I
Yeah,
think
but then we have these judgments, right, that we're raised with, like these societal judgments that kind of are always lurking, and it's a fight. I have judgments about white people. I have judgments about Muslims. I have my father's a Muslim. I have judgments about Asian people. I have judgments about myself. And it's like, okay, but are you willing to be changed in a way? And sometimes I am, and sometimes I want to stick with the damn story. I feel vulnerable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the part that's really scary,
And then comes
right?
that survival, like
So-
we talked about.
Yes.
I used to think that it was okay to just be like, you know, I'm just happy to be here, happy to talk about my ethnic experience. Let's talk about being an Asian American. But now it's like we want to have an open dialogue with people, but let's demand that we have a dialogue about it.
If we can have this conversation, and I think we called each other out a few times, and like we took it really well. And I feel like if we can do that, then there's no reason anyone else can't.
Putting ourselves out like this is the right thing to do. I think we're doing the right thing. And I hope that these videos reach people, and I hope it gets them to start talking.
I think that we have to try to strive as human beings to grow together, because if you don't grow together, you'll grow apart. And I think that like listening to what you said to me about my hair, I was like, yeah, you're totally right. Like, that didn't even cross my mind. I was actually trying to empathize with you and be like, yeah, I totally get that, and I wasn't trying to invalidate your experience. I hope that you can forgive me for that.
I do. It's fine.
Like, that's what this is about. Like, I grew in this like hour with you guys, and I'm so grateful to you guys for that.